Sobug9 here, and today what we will be doing is a DataPack review on the Vanilla Plus DataPack. So, it's installed the same way that you would install a DataPack, just by putting it into the desired Minecraft save folder, where in the folder that's marked DataPacks. There's instructions on how to do that on the website itself, which I will have a link to in the description. So, anyway, without further ado, what this does is, well, it does pretty much what it says. Vanilla Plus. It's like Vanilla Minecraft, but it's supposed to be a little bit better. So I have an area here kind of set up to show off some of the features. But anyway, the first thing that you will notice is that you have a permanent resistance and regeneration buff upon loading into the world. That is because it's got a bit of a dynamic kind of system in place. Before I go any further, I should probably mention that any parts of this can be disabled and re-enabled by use of commands. Again, more information on that in the websites that are linked in the description. But anyway, the first module here that's kind of a part of it is called Nature, which this is a part of this feature right here. Which it's got, the player receives various different potion effects based on health and hunger is part of it. So, that's what this is from. If you've got high hunger, it gives regeneration. If you've got high health, you get resistance. If you get too low on health, though, you get nausea and wither, and low hunger gives nausea and poisoning. So you really need to be careful not to drop too low on either your health or anything else, for that matter. So you need to keep your character in healthy condition. And also, there's a pain system as well. Damage produces pain. When players are in pain, they receive nausea, speed, strength, and can even get blindness in extreme levels of pain. And emit blood-like particles, is what it says on the website. So, that is that part kind of covered. It's got a lengthened day-night cycle as well in here, which will become apparent after a while. And there's also, multiplayer sleep. Nighttime speeds up when some players sleep and when everyone sleeps on the server or in your world, because this is multiplayer compatible. It'll skip today just like normal, but the speed up is different. Chopping down trees is now faster, but it also depletes your hunger, so that's something to keep in mind. And there's another bit of a thing here. It's called natural pathing, is something else. So, as you walk around, you'll notice that the blocks under your feet will sometimes change to dirt if they're grass. And if you walk across dirt, you can also trigger this by jumping. It will turn into coarse dirt, and then it will eventually turn into cobblestone, or eventually turn into gravel, and then cobblestone, if you keep going on it. If it is dry, if the block is wet, then it goes from grass to dirt to coarse dirt to podzol and then clay. So, that's a little bit cool right there. But that should be the nature module just about covered. Now we're on to the mechanics module of the whole thing, which is how come I have some random blocks and stuff set up all over the place. So, we're gonna need a couple of things out of here first. And I forgot to give us one thing that we need, which is actually an armor stand. Because we need that to actually activate any of these gadgets as well. So, there's the armor stand. The TNT is for destroying some of them, to pick them back up. And the block of coal is for powering most of them. And we probably also need some monster spawn egg as well of some sort. Which this mod does actually, or I guess DataPack. This DataPack does actually add in some stuff regarding new variants of mobs. So we'll probably see some just by testing out these. But anyway, on to the first one. The first one that I have set up for us here is the beacon. Which, I know what you're thinking, Minecraft already has beacons, but this is a different version of the beacon. It's significantly cheaper. What it does is it automatically damages and kills nearby monsters by supplying an area of effect. So, yes, and you create them by putting a gold block with a redstone lamp on top of it, and then placing a armor stand on top of that, and then it should do this. When the glass is black, it's not powered. All you need to do is throw a block of coal at it. You can also power it with regular pieces of coal as well. So you just throw this at it, and it should turn the glass white. Now it's powered and ready to go. So, I'm going to set the time to night really quick, and then I'm going to spawn a zombie. And this is what it does. So that's the area that it affects, and it will slowly over time kill any monsters within that area. So we're actually going to leave it night for this next part, because the next thing is the laser turret, which this one's pretty much the same recipe, except an iron block instead of a block of gold on the bottom. And then you place that there. Again, if it's black, it's not powered, so you just throw some coal on that, and now it's white. So this actually just does a very similar thing to that, only it's not an area of effect. It's just, it just targets the nearest mobs. So, it just targets them one at a time when they get too close, like that. So, it's a pretty powerful way to protect your base with this installed. Anyway, the rest of these do not require those zombies for anything right now, but we will go over the different variants of mobs later. Anyway, the next thing is quite useful for mining. It's the mining turtle. Now, this one's a bit more complicated than the other two to make. So, what it does is, it's basically an auto miner. It automatically mines blocks in a set direction when it's powered. And it will send items to a set item collector, which I will show you how to make in a moment. But to make one of these, it's 4 blocks of coal around it on the sides, and then on the corners of it, 4 blocks of iron. And the website says a redstone block, but I think they meant redstone lamp, because it doesn't work with a redstone block. I tried that, and got really confused. But anyway, place the armor stand down, and now you have a mining turtle spawn egg. So you can place this anywhere that you would like. So, for us, we're just going to put one here. And the way that and it needs power. These purple particles indicate that it needs power. If you give it the power, they turn red. So, yes. The the way that you indicate what direction this will take off in is you place an armor stand on one of the blocks next to it. You can even indicate up or down by placing the armor stand directly below or directly on top of it. And you can indicate any of these 4 directions as well. I don't know if you can make it go diagonal. I haven't tried that, so I think I might actually try that to see if it works. But first, before we do anything with that, we need to give it a place to dump its items, which is where this comes in. All you need to do to indicate that is place an armor stand on top of a hopper, and it should sink in slightly like that. Now that's a designated zone, so it will teleport all of the items to this armor stand, and then it will get sucked up by that and put in a barrel. This doesn't have to be a barrel, it can be any storage device that can take items out of a hopper as well. So, I guess, let's see, does it work diagonally? It does. So you can indicate any direction with this. And it will place torches automatically too. So now we got one that's going diagonally. What you do if you want to stop it is you drop a piece of TNT on it. And now it stops moving. And now you can either indicate another direction for it to go, like straight ahead. Or, if I stop it again real quick, you can pick up the mining turtle by dropping a piece of TNT on top of it again when it is stopped. And it gives you your spawn egg back. It didn't consume the first spawn egg because we're in creative mode, but if we had been in survival, it would have consumed the spawn egg. But as you can see, this picked up all of the blocks that were broken by the mining turtle when we had it going. So that would be the mining turtle. Now, the next thing that I think I have set up for us to look at is an elevator. And I have it set up over here. So, let's go into here. This is how big the elevator will be. So your elevator shaft needs to be already built before you construct one of these. Or else it'll just break, I think. But it needs to be roughly this big with that arrangement of blocks at the bottom of it. And then you can, like, make anywhere you want the elevator to stop just by bashing out 2 blocks like that in the wall of the elevator shaft. Now it will stop here as well as up at the top. So anyway, how you make one is a block of redstone in the middle with blocks of quartz around the edges and in the corners pistons facing upwards. And then you place an armor stand there and it should do that. And then you can break it. And then it goes up. It will stop if it sees one of these so that you can get out. And then it will go back up. And it goes up until it's that. And then it'll go back down as well. Like that. So, now that brings us on to the last ones here. Now, I couldn't get these to work, no matter how hard I tried. So, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if they're broken. But, they're supposed to be conveyor belts. The website says to place a regular piston facing a redstone block and then stand on top. And it should transport entities across the place. I found that did not seem to work. I even tried it with a redstone lamp, and I tried placing armor stands on top. So, I don't know why I couldn't get it to work, but I couldn't seem to get it to work. Anyway, I think we're on to probably the mobs next. Because that was all for the mechanics module of this data pack. So now we're on to the extra variants of mobs and stuff. I think the iron zombie we got earlier was one of them. So I'm just gonna fly over here a little bit of ways from the other things over here. And I guess something I did forget to mention about these was if you want to get your items back, you don't want these anymore, you want to move them, all you need to do is break either the gold block or the glass block, and it will drop the redstone lamp and the gold block. Same goes for the iron one there. And if you want to stop the elevator, all you need to do is place a block of obsidian underneath it. And if you want to destroy it, you place a block of TNT underneath the elevator. So anyway, we're completely out of that module now. So what we're going to do to go over the mobs, and that's why I grabbed a night vision potion out of that other chest, is set it back to night. And then we're going to go over here, away from the laser turret and stuff, in order to spawn them in. So we're going to do the zombies first. So let's just quickly drink the night vision potion so we can see. That's a different kind of creeper, but we'll get to him in a second. And this is a different kind of zombie, of course. I think it's probably a cool zombie. It prevents other zombies from burning. There is actually a way to test to see if that's what he is, because he freezes water. So, if I put water just kind of in front of him and then he walks towards it, yep, he's a cool zombie. So he'll freeze water, they can walk over water and stuff. And another thing to keep in mind about zombies is they will actually resurrect from dropped rotten flesh on the ground as well. So just keep that in mind as well when fighting zombies, that you might want to pick up the rotten flesh that they drop so that they don't spawn more or come back to life. And zombie hordes are also a thing, but I don't know if we're going to see any spawn in. But those contain a lot of different types of zombies. But anyway, let's see if we can get a different kind here. The regular zombies also move slower than normal as well. So they're slightly weaker. That's another cool zombie. That would be a burning zombie. So he's a fire zombie. He's fast and he sets fire. But he also burns unless he's standing near one of those cool zombies. Which means he constantly takes damage as well. Until he dies. But he leaves behind a trail of fire, he moves really quickly, and he won't burn if he's near one of these. So, anyway, let's see if there's another one that we can get here. That one is a Necromancer zombie. What he does is he speeds up the resurrection of zombies from rotten flesh. So if I throw that on the ground next to him, we should see that piece of rotten flesh start smoking, and it will eventually turn into a zombie. That happens normally, but it's faster if there is one of him nearby. And it also allows them to vary, which means that it won't necessarily become a normal zombie. It might come one of the special variants if it respawns that way, if there's a Necromancer zombie nearby. So, let's see here. That one's giving off the same glowing particles, or the same cold particles, but I don't know why he isn't wearing a helmet, because he's supposed to be. That's another Necromancer. There should be ones that spawn in wearing iron armor that have increased strength, and lead ones that are the strongest type, that have increased stats, and they summon zombies to their location as well. Of course, baby zombies are still a thing as well. This would be a horde zombie, which spawns in a small horde of zombies, with a baby zombie riding a full-grown one. That would be the tank, I guess. increased stats. He's got increased strength, is all he has going for him. Let's see if we can get one of the diamond ones or not. Let's see. Kind of made our own zombie horde. Oh, yeah, there we go. He teleported every zombie within a certain radius to himself when we spawned that guy in. So that's a lead zombie. Right there. So, the skeletons are up next, I guess. So if I quickly grab a skeleton egg, if I can remember where it is. It's a chicken. Skeleton. There's so many white spawn eggs in the thing here now that it's really hard to find the one that you're looking for. Because a lot of these look a lot like the skeleton spawn egg. There it is. So here's the skeletons. Those zombies are kind of loud, so let's go away from them for a second here. So the skeleton is, again, they're slower than vanilla one is, or slower than regular vanilla skeleton is, or the normal ones. This, I believe, is a fire one. They spawn in with helmets, and to protect them from the sun, I guess. And, fire aspect bows as well. That's a normal one. It's just normal. Kind of boring. Let's see, I'm getting really unlucky here. There's that. I think... Yeah, I don't know what this is. I think this might be a skeleton horde, maybe. Yeah, because it doesn't say what these are, but I think they're that. That's another fire aspect dude. That's another horde skeleton, as I'm calling it. That one is, I believe, a tank. It teleports away from melee attacks and provides an arrow shower if you get too close. Like that. And I do believe that there is also another one, too. Yeah, there's a mage as well, which does pretty much the same thing, only it's fire arrows and he wears diamond armor. Which, that's what that guy was. And there he went. So if you get close to him, he can do that as well, I think. And it looks like they actually have the ability to swap themselves with another skeleton. Because that was kind of weird. Anyway, that's it for the skeletons. Now, there's a few different types of spiders in this as well. So, if I just grab a regular spider spawn egg, there it is. And then spawn in one of these. So, the normal one is, will actually, produce cobwebs if they're in caves. This would be a jock, which summons in with a creeper riding it. And on top of it would be a new kind of creeper. But we'll go over the creepers after we're done with the spiders. So that's just a regular creeper on top of a spider, so another jock. We're looking for potion effects on a regular spider for us to see kind of the other one is. We don't seem to be getting any though, so. Now let's see here. So. There's one of those. I think that would be a nest spider. They spawn other spiders in what's known as a swarming cave nest, which is comprised of a bunch of spiders deep underground. And they produce string and fill up caves and stuff. So that's something that you can find deep underground. So, yeah. Anyway, there should be Okay, it doesn't seem like we're really gonna get any here, but there should also be hurt spiders that do more damage and fast ones that move faster and move three-dimensionally through a web so they can climb up spider webs. So, these guys can be kind of scary, especially if you dig into one of the swarming cave nests, which we will try and show some of those later on, actually. So, that's it for those. Now, the creepers, which for the creepers, let's clear out the inventory slightly here, and grab a flint and steel, because the creepers actually explode slightly differently, so I want to show that. So, the normal creepers are slower and have a smaller explosion than regular. This is I think it's a strength creeper. Yeah, hurt creeper. It has a strength buff, and when it explodes, it leaves behind strength splash potion. Actually, that was a resistance one. It left behind a resistance to dragon breath lingering potion effect, which, if it were on the back of a spider, it would have given that effect to the spider and any nearby mobs, as well as the player if they walk into it. So, you can try and use these guys to your advantage, but it might be a little bit dangerous to do that. So, that one's a regeneration one. That one is fast or speed. As, yeah, the technical term for these are heal creepers. So, you get the idea. When they explode, they put lingering potion effects on the ground of whatever they were affected with. So, that one would give you speed. This one gives regeneration, which, if you blew it up in the center of a bunch of undead mobs, would actually be the same thing as poisoning the undead mobs, because they do not like regeneration. So some of these creepers allow you to take out some of the other mobs that I've already mentioned. So that's just something to keep in mind. Anyway, the final mobs that we have to go over to kind of finish this off with are witches. So I just need a witch spawn egg. So, the normal witches are the same as vanilla witches. So, nothing too special there. This is, I think it's supposed to be a storm witch that charges lightning storms. So, I don't exactly know how. Oh. That's the first time I've seen that working, actually. So, that's really cool there. So, they conjure lightning storms and they'll strike themselves if there's not an entity in range or no one to strike, which is kind of cool. This is a levitating witch, which they pretty much just, they levitate around. So, and throw potions like normal. So, yeah, it's another levitating witch. There's also a zombie witch, which I'm hoping we'll be able to get. Oh, this is a zombie witch right here, with those smoke particles coming off her. She will summon in the undead. Oh, yeah, like that, see? She just summoned in a bunch of zombies. It's 2 at a time, I do believe. And they can be variants, too. So, summons waves of zombies just out of the ground that they just pop out. So yes, they can be variants, as you can see here. Oh, that one's a bit close to the laser turret over there, and it's getting zapped. Actually, it's hitting the side of this block, so I guess these lasers can be blocked by blocks. And also, they won't target players, but if you get in the way of the laser, it will hurt you. So, that's something to keep in mind. And also, in this, if you end out dying, you'll respawn somewhere completely different each time as well. So, not in a central location. But, anyway. And it looks like the variants come in babies, too, for the zombies, at least. But, anyway, I think we're almost done here. There's really only one thing left to show. So if I quickly pop into Spectator and go underground here, there should be like one of those swarming nests that I mentioned. Oh, I think I got too far away from the swarming nest and all the spiders despawned when I was doing the rest of the video just now. So, but just imagine this full of spiders of all different kinds spawning in, a bunch of nest spiders, and they left behind all these cobwebs and stuff. So that's pretty much what those are. I'm gonna see if I can find a fresh one for you guys here. I think they only spawn if you're not in spectator mode. No, they only kind of spawn in regular caves, I think, but there'll be regular caves that spawn a whole bunch of nest spiders in them, and then a spider nest will form there. These are just the vanilla spider nests and mine shafts, by the way. So anyway, I think I'm gonna fly around a little bit, and I think I have to switch back into creative mode periodically, or else they won't spawn in. Because they don't spawn in unless the player is close enough to them. Which means I need to find an area with a bunch of caves, and then do this in order to find it. But yes, if I do manage to find a fresh one full of spiders, I will post that in the video at the end of it, which we're almost at, actually, so I'll post it at the end of the video, like, after I've done my intro, if I do ever find one. So, or after I've done my outro, rather, because we are out of time. So, if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like. If you really loved it, consider subscribing. And if you want to be notified whenever I upload something new, ring that notification bell. But anyway, my name is Pillbug9, and so long till next time.